All right, friends, so today we are going to pick up where we left off on our self-portrait. Now, last time we drew our head, our body, and then we added the eyes, nose, and mouth and ear details to our artwork. Today, we are going to finish up with the rest of our details. We are actually going to start with our pencil, and we are going to be making a winter hat on our head. So to start with your winter hat, your sock hat or a beanie, whatever you call those types of hats, to start we're actually going to put a rectangle that's just a little bit wider than our head. And this is going to be the bottom of our hat. And we're going to go right over the top of our head. And I know that looks a little bit funny right now, but we're going to take care of that in just a second. Once we have this rectangle over our forehead, we're going to put a curved line at the top, and then we're going to put a bumpy line to make the palm at the top of our hat. Then we're going to need an eraser, and if you have one on your pencil you can use, or if you need to borrow one from me, I have them that you can use. And we're going to erase the line that is the top of our head. So we're leaving the lines that make up our hat, but we're erasing the lines that we drew when we drew our oval for our head. That's why I told you to make sure you draw really lightly so that we could erase those. Now that our hat is on, we're actually going to come down here and we're going to make a scarf too. So to make our scarf, we are going to put a curved line here on our neck. We are going to put a curved line that comes out like this. We're going to do that on this side also. And then we're going to connect those with another curve. The very last thing, we are going to make a line down here and a line that curves down here for the tail of our scarf. And just like before when we erased the top of our head, now we need to erase these two little L shapes so that our scarf is covering that part of our neck. Okay. Now that we have our scarf and our hat drawn, now we're ready to make our hair. Now this is where you really have to think about, what does my hair look like? Because for each person it's going to be different. Now my hair is long and straight, and so I would use a long straight line to make my hair. You might have short hair, it might be curly, it might be just shorter at the top here where you would just have, so for some of our gentlemen, you might just have some hair that comes from the corner of our hat and comes down to the top of our ears. That might be all of the hair that you would see on your self-portrait. If you have curly hair, then you would use a curvy line instead of a straight line. So I'm going to show you how I would make my hair. As I said, my hair is long and straight, so I'm going to come from this corner of my hat and I'm going to make a long straight line that goes to the top of my shoulders. So now, if I cover up this side, you can see that it looks like my hair is going behind my shoulders here. If you have curly hair or short hair, then you might have a wavy line that ends wherever your hair ends. So you need to really think about, what does my hair look like? And go ahead and draw your hair to make it match you. Now, as we said, we're drawing a self-portrait, so I'm going to erase that short curly hair and I'm going to make my long straight hair. Put a few lines here so you can see that that goes back behind my shoulders. And then once we're done with our hair, the very last thing is we might need to add a couple extra details. So maybe you have glasses, or maybe you have earrings, Those are the kinds of details that are going to make your self-portrait look like you. So I'm going to go ahead and draw some glasses right over the top of my eye here. The glasses are kind of square, rectangle shapes. I'm going to connect them right in the middle, and then I'm going to make the lines that go back to my ears. Once you have your extra details on, then we are going to, assuming we have time today, which we should, we are going to use a Sharpie, and we are going to trace over the top of all of the lines that we made, all of our details, even our eyes, our nose, our mouth, everything is going to get traced over with a Sharpie today. So I'm going to come right over the top of my pencil lines with my Sharpie. Just like this. We're going to go right over our nose and our mouth, all of our details. And then, of course, once we're done tracing everything with our Sharpie, we will go back and we will erase our pencil lines to make sure our artwork looks nice and clean. Just like that. Oh, forgot these lines. And then of course we will go and we will erase everything that we don't need.